Okay, students, this is our new lesson, that is the India during the Maurya period. In the last lecture that we have learned, after the declination of the Nanda dynasty, the Maurya period get into established by the Chandragupta Maurya. So it is also necessary that what were the circumstances before establishing of the Maurya Empire. So that in this that we are that in a 6th century, the name Cyrus. Cyrus is the name of the king who established his empire in Iran. Then he, as we know, if anyone established anything in his own empire, then it is necessary to expand. So he extended his empire from northwest India to Rome and to Egypt in Africa. They near about that he has expanded his empire in this area. Then in 518, Iranian Emperor Darius came to an India. And when he came to an India, where he came to Punjab. Okay. Then while going back, and then the people, the people from this area, he started to include in his army. So because of that, what happened? Political relation get started. Okay, so that his political relation is established, and there is a great exchange in the field of trade and art. If suppose, for example, if you are doing any kind of business with others, so definitely, if we are going to accept their art, if we are going to accept their trend, and the same thing is happen in the case of the Darius also. And Emperor Darius, he introduced the uniform currency. Uniform currency means the same currency where there is a empire of the Iran. That is a Dari. The name of this currency is Dari. How in India we are using the rupees. Rupees is our currency. Okay, students. So here in Darius, he used the uniform currency. The name of that currency is the Dari, and the capital city of Persepolis was built in his region, and the Persepolis it is in Iran. So students, underline it that in your book, the capital of his empire is a Persepolis, and this city it is in the Iran. Okay, students. Now the next, the famous king. That the name of this is the Emperor Alexander. This Emperor Alexander wanted to capture whole earth. He wanted to dominate the whole earth. So because of this, he started to invade so many countries. In the same way, he's a Greek emperor. Emperor Alexander, he is a Greek emperor, and he came to an India around 326 BC. He came to an India around 326 BC. He came to an India by crossing a Indus River. Then after crossing Indus River, he reached to Takshashila. And forcefully, because this Emperor Alexander, he came along with a huge army, along with a huge army. First, he keep a friendly, friendly proposal to a particular that king. If he is ready, then here that a particular area get included in the they have a friendship with the Emperor Alexander. If they are not ready to accept a friendship with the Alexander, so he has to defeat that particular king. So by doing this successfully, he reached to the Punjab, and still he wanted to conquer so many places. But the army of the Alexander, they wanted to go back to their home because they were not going home so many days. So they started to raise the voice against the Alexander. So by seeing this, he decided that they will back to their home. But while going back, while going back, they were decided. The Greek emperor Alexander, he appointed a satrap. Satrap is the name of the officer by the in the absence of the Greek Alexander. All the conquered territories responsibility is taken by the satrap. And while going back, Alexander died at Babylon. Babylon is the name of the place which is in Iraq. Okay, but this Alexander he invaded so many places, so it leads there is an increase in a trade in between India and Western world. Okay, so the historian who accompanied Alexander, okay, because of this we India get introduced to the Western world through their writings. Even the Greek sculpture get also influenced with the Indian art. Because of that, there is a increase that giving a rise to the Gandhara school of art. And the Greek this Greek king, they have minted their own coins, and there is a speciality of their coin that on a one side they have there is an inscription of a king, and there is a name also, and in the another side there is a picture of the god. And this here picture there is a Alexander coins that they have mentioned on both the side. And then later on, our after this the Indian king also started to minted their own coins. Then the Chandragupta Maurya, that we knows that the Chandragupta Maurya founded the Maurya Empire. So students, please underline it. It is very important that who established the Maurya Empire. Chandragupta Maurya founded the Maurya Empire. And why? Because the people were tired with the tyrannical means a very rude, okay, not a good for the human thing. That's a tyrannical rule of the Nanda king of the Magda or Dhananand. Then the Chandragupta Maurya brought it into an end, and he established his own rule at Magadha around 325 BC. He defeated the king Dhananand. Later on, he won Avanti also and the Saurashtra also. Then he started to expand his boundaries of his empire. Then after the death of the Alexander, there were the struggle in between the Satrap that they wanted to be the head of that particular area. Then what the Chandragupta Maurya did, Chandragupta Maurya invaded the northwest frontier region of India and the Punjab. And the Chandragupta Maurya successfully established his Maurya empire in a wide area. And even he conquered the region of Kabul, Kandar, Herat in the Maurya Empire. And even the ambassador means it's a representative, that the Seleucus Nicator, he stayed back at the Chandragupta Maurya's court. Underline the students that the who stayed back in the Chandragupta Maurya's court, Magadhans, that is the Seleucus Nicator's ambassador. Then how we get, if you wanted to get lots of information about they wanted to study about study of India during the time of the Maurya Empire, you will get the information from the Indica. It is the name of the book. Indica is an important source for the study of India during the Maurya period. Then can you see this the picture? It is a picture of the Sudarshan Dam. It is near Junagadh.
in Gujarat state. This dam is built during the time of the Chandragupta Maurya. Okay, then a valiant king of the Maurya Empire is the Emperor Ashoka, and he gets seated on the throne after the death of the Bindusara. Bindusara was a son of the Chandragupta Maurya. Then the Emperor Ashoka gets succeeded by the succeeded on the throne by the day after the death of the Bindusara. But before the sitting on the throne, he was a governor of Takshashila and Ujjain. Underline this sentence. Dash was the governor of Takshashila and Ujjain. Then you should be answerable. Ashoka, not the Emperor Ashoka, because he was not an emperor. Okay, while when he was a governor, he was not a emperor. Then after becoming a emperor, he launched a campaign means he wanted to conquer the Kalinga, and this Kalinga right now today's part in Odisha. Okay, even he conquered the Kalinga also, and the Ashoka Empire extended from Afghanistan to the northwest part of India, Nepal in the north to Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh in the south, and from Bengal in the east to Saurashtra in the west. And this Kalinga war changed the whole life of the Ashoka, because the Emperor Ashoka wanted to conquer the Kalinga war. But this Kalinga people has also had a great fought with the Ashoka. But the Ashoka won this Kalinga. But he get depressed with the bloodshed. Bloodshed means that so many people get died in this war of Kalinga also and the Maurya also. So he get distracted and he started to believe that there is a great import that he has to give more importance only to the truth, non-violence, compassion. Compassion means is a kindness, and we have to forgive. And even Ashoka also wanted to spread this teaching among the people. So that's why he started to build the pillars, and on that pillars he engraved on throughout his kingdom, and in that writing it is in a Brahmanic script, and they have written the they Deva Namo Piya Piyadasi. It means that we should love to God and we have to take care of him. And the another inscription states that the after 8 years he ascended the throne. He means he was on the throne. He conquered the Kalinga war also. He conquered the Kalinga war also. But after conquering, he won that Kalinga area. But still he given back. He never ruled on that Kalinga because this Kalinga war changed the life of the Ashoka. But when he attacked on Kalinga after the 8 years, when he seated on the throne, after that 8 years, he attacked on the Kalinga war. And even he put a strict restriction that no one is going to hunt the bat, monkeys, rhinoceros, and no one is going to fire the forest. Then there is a work of the Emperor Ashoka to spread the religion. The Emperor Ashoka spread his daughter, Sangamitra and son Mahendra to Sri Lanka to spread Buddhism. If such question has come, to whom to whom King Ashoka
send it to spread Buddhism in Sri Lanka, then you should be answerable that the daughter Sangamitra and son Mahendra. Even he also sent some bhikkhus. You know what is mean by bhikkhus. Bhikkhus are the people. Bhikkhus are the people who are following the Buddhism. He sent the bhikkhus to the West Asia, Central Asia to spread Buddhism. And he also built many stupas and viharas. Students, from this picture you come to know this is here they are showing a one crop or one a branch of the Bodhi tree. Bodhi tree that we have learned that the Gautam Buddha got the enlightenment under the tree. That tree is known as the Bodhi tree. Even this Sangha, the daughter of the Emperor Ashoka, he planted that branch in Sri Lanka, and still that tree is there in the Sri Lanka. Okay, so these are the work is done by the Emperor Ashoka to spread a religion. And now the public welfare activity. He has done the various public welfare activities, just like he started to give free medical treatment to the animals also and to the people also. And even he established he is not he sorry he established and he made a provision to give medicine and the medical treatment, and even he built a road and planted a trees on both the sides of that road, and even he dug wells, and even he built dharmashalas also. These are the public welfare activities. What are the public welfare activities that he made the provision for the medicine and free medical treatment to the people as well as to the man. And even he builded the roads and planted trees on both the sides. And even he dug the wells and built the dharmashala.
Okay, student. Now there is a administration of the Maurya Empire. There are four administration in eastern region, western region, southern region, and the northern region. In eastern region, there is a Toshali. Toshali, it is in Odisha part. Western region, that is in Madhya Pradesh. It means it is Ujjaini. Northern region, southern region,
That is a Suvarnagiri. Suvarnagiri, it means is a Kanagiri, it is in Karnataka, and northern region it is in Takshashila, and Takshashila it is in Pakistan. And there he also appointed a council of minister which advised the king in the matter of the administration. And there were the various officers in the various different levels, and there is an efficient intelligence service which kept an eye on the administration on the movements of the enemies. Okay, student, that we have learned about it. Now the next, that is the life of the people during the Maurya period. As we know that the agriculture is the main occupation, in the same way during the time of the Maurya Empire, agricultural production had a great importance. Trade and other occupation, they also given importance. And even along there are many occupations like carving, engraving, weaving, dyeing clothes, metal work. Students underline it. It is very important that there were many occupations like carving, engraving on ivory, weaving and dyeing clothes and metal work. These are the works. Black and glazed pottery. Glazed pottery means that normally you have seen on a pot they stick one mirror, the pot with a mirror, not a pot made with a mirror. The pot we have designed with a mirror, that is a glazed pot, also produced even shipbuilding or also carried in this time, and the technology of making articles of other metals as well as those of iron are also developed. Then the even the different festival functions get also celebrated in the villages and towns. And even that time also dance and concert dance and concert were a part of the entertainment. Right now also if we wanted to enter, we dance and we listen the music. During that time also dance and music concert were a part of entertainment. Even wrestling bouts and chariot races were the popular, and board games and chess. Which are the games were played during the Maurya period? Then you should be answerable: wrestling bouts, chariot race, and chess. Chess is also called the Ashtapad. Why it is called the Ashtapad? See that the chessboard, if you will count it, it has eight by eight. So that's why it is called as a Ashtapad. That's why it is called as Ashtapad. Now the art and literature. During the period of during the period of Emperor Ashoka, that we have learned that the people, Chandragupta Maurya, wanted to spread the teaching of the kind, peace, non-violence. So he started eradicate the pillars. So so it is an excellent specimen of Indian sculpture. So on that pillar, having the picture of a lion, elephant, bull, and if you will see that on the flag of India, this is the chakra, and on that flag, this chakra is taken on the pillar which is built by the Ashoka at Sarnath. And this one we get this chakra get the place of honor of Indian flag. Even this four-headed lion is also taken on the pillar only, which is built by the which is built by Emperor Ashoka. Even this four-headed lion is a official seal of the government of India. Even the cave sculpture at Barabar Hills, this cave is also built during the period of the Ashoka. Even these caves it is in Bihar. Okay, students. So we have learned about the period how the period of the India during the time of the Maurya period. And after the death of the after the death of the Emperor Ashoka, the Maurya Empire started to decline. After the Maurya period, there were so many states they came to an exist, and also some empires get emerged in India, which were that dynasties. Which were that dynasties? We are going to learn in a next semester. Okay, students. So here we finish